a lot of people had thought that WWE had mapped out very well the eventual events that were going to lead up to this Bloodline versus Bloodline matchup coming up relatively soon in a couple weeks at Survivor Series inside of War Games, which I had often called Bloodline Civil War Games. I thought that was the appropriate term to use for this upcoming matchup between the OG Bloodline and the new Bloodline. Now, the events leading up to all this, at least not in prior to the last month of things. Prior to the last month of things, it's been pretty standard. It's been pretty pretty justified. Solo Sikoa taking over the Bloodline, basically stealing it from Roman and creating it like it's his own, introducing Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu while kicking out Jimmy Uso and Roman himself, and then taking the Ula Fala for Solo Sikoa himself, and then while also kicking out Paul Heyman. So yeah, I thought, it's pretty justified of where things are right now with this Civil War 2.0. And then you have Roman Reigns coming back at SummerSlam and then being written off like right after for a month. And then he comes back to beat Solo and Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood with Cody. Well, Jimmy Uso also came back to help Roman and Cody. So that basically began the build for this War Games match for the last month that we're in currently. Now, I'll admit some parts of the build felt a little bit rushed, in my opinion. Like, why are Jay and Roman suddenly, kind of buddy-ish? Like, they're not, like, teasing some sort of tension or teasing, like, acknowledging some parts of the past with one another. Like, or maybe they should have written things different, where Jay continues to not join up with the OG Bloodline. Maybe they should have recruited Sammy first. I don't know. But either way, they just, for some reason, continually ignore select parts of things. And also the fact that Jay and Jimmy are suddenly like cool with each other, like right out of the gates, when they first began the recruitment process of reforming the OG Bloodline. I don't know. It just felt like it felt kind of rushed. And then also there's another notable event where Sami Zayn, he wanted an apology from Roman in return of him joining up with the OG Bloodline. Roman didn't apologize, and then he later went on to still help Roman fend off an attack from the Timu Bloodline. And then, yeah, that was their official reunion. I was like, what? I was like, as nice of a visual shot that was to see all of them together. It's like, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. There's like a lot of plot holes here. There's a little bit of retconning going on there. So maybe it's a grander part of the story that they're trying to play here. So I'm not sure I would let it slide, but yeah, that's like a little glimmer of hope that this is part of a larger scale of things that's happening here. So, I was initially a little excited. I still had some excitement. That this Bloodline Civil War Games match would be very good. The build would be, all the OG Bloodline trying to get together, trying to get on the same page, especially, considering what happened at the Royal Rumble last year with that Sami Zayn, turning on Roman, or because out of necessity of what the abuse that Roman was doing to him. But I don't know, man. That doesn't seem to be the case. But with considering that this War Games match is 5-on-5, this is a 5-on-5 War Games match. Like, why? Like, why is this a 5-on-5 War Games match? It's like, what's the need for it? Now, initially, when when Solo said 5-on-5, I was like, this can't be right. Like, who's gonna be the fifth man for the OG Bloodline? And I initially thought it was like a setup trap for Sami Zayn and the OG Bloodline to trick Solo to keep it 4v4. But no, they're actually going 5v5. They're going 5-on-5 with this shit. It's like, who the hell's going to be the fifth man for each team? Like, why are they just going to suddenly insert people that have no business being involved in this family business storyline? It's like, this is solely a family business storyline. Like, no one that has nothing to do with it should be involved in it. Especially, let me stop you right here. Spoilers are abound. If you don't want to hear what's going to happen next week's Raw, I'd highly advise you to either skip to the end or click off the video, or just mute me in general. So, yeah, they have these two people have no business being in this WarGames match. I'm talking about Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. Like, why the hell? Why in the fuck are these two involved in this WarGames match? Like, why are we recruiting people that have no business to be in this match? And again, they have previous history with each member of the blood, like most people in the OG Bloodline, like Seth Rollins especially with Roman Reigns. But at least, I'll give it a positive that he wants absolutely nothing to do with Roman, especially considering with what happened at WrestleMania 40 when they all took, like most of them in that WarGames match, Jay, Sammy, they took down Roman Reigns to help Cody finish the story. Like, why the hell? Like, he made a very good point. Like, why would they both go back to team with Roman for this WarGames match? So it at least gave a valid reason, but then only to turn around next week, from what it seems like with the spoilers, he's gonna team with Roman. What sense does that make? And why is Bronson Reed all of a sudden getting an endorsement from Solo Sikoa? It's like, why? Like, why are we interjecting people in a Bloodline match where they have no business being in here? Oh, it's because it's WarGames. It's because WarGames. We gotta get 5 people in it each match. I gotta get Seth and Bronson on the card because that's not a singles match. It's like, I really don't get Triple H's logic here. Like, it makes no goddamn sense. It's like, if you want them both on the card, put them in a match because they're already feuding with each other, not because it's WarGames. It just because it's WarGames. But you had a built-in storyline already with the Bloodline. Even if it's felt some parts of it felt rushed, you've already had a built-in family business story in it that doesn't need any outside parties in it. And some people say, well, that's Sami Zayn. He's not family. He is technically kind of, even if he's not blood. He was a key integral part in, honestly, reviving the Bloodline in 2022. In reviving that storyline. He was a key element to be in that storyline. He's kind of technically like that cousin. He's kind of like that cousin in that family. So, on all seriousness though, there's absolutely no need for outside parties in this. And if they go forward with this, which most likely they will, Triple H is stupid. Triple H has absolutely ruined the whole purpose of this Bloodline Civil War games. Like, I'm sorry. There's absolutely no need for this. Like Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, have them go do their own thing. Like, if it was Cody Rhodes, I'd be even more upset because, like, he's doing his own thing with Kevin Owens. And from the looks of things so far, at least they're not trying to interject his ass in the WarGames match. So why are we having this exception with Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed? And hell, they were even interacting with other people like Rey Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Kofi Kingston. It's like, why? It's like, just for the sake of like killing time. Like, if you wanted to kill time, again, go back to the basis of, trying to at least mend some fences the next couple weeks. Trying to get the OG Bloodline to at least play a little kumbaya together. You know, trying to reestablish some connection with each other. You know, especially, you know, some wounds still have to be healed between Sammy and Roman and Jay, and I guess Jimmy too. Yeah, because like there's a lot of broken history with all four men. So it's like, why couldn't we use these last couple weeks going into Survivor Series on that story? Why are we wasting it on finding a fifth man when there's no need for a fifth man on each team? It's stupid. It's very dumb. Like, I really don't know who is behind the decision. It's most likely a Triple H decision because, well, you gotta get Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed on the card. We can't have them be in a 1-on-1 match. It's so dumb. It's really dumb. Like, Triple H, he's absolutely ruined this WarGames match. If this is the case. If this is the case, I mean, if it's not, him just crashing out for nothing. If it is, which most likely is the case, Triple H is a very terrible booker. Like, he is a very terrible booker. Now, if it's Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, they decided on this, they're equally as bad. Like, seriously. This is a dumb decision all around. Like, this killed any excitement that I had for Survivor Series. And don't get me started on the Women's WarGames match, because we have a separate video for that too. Like, my lord. My lord. Like, Survivor Series this year looks fucking ridiculous. It really does. Like, any excitement that I had for this, it's like way down right now. It's like next to nothing. And like, I had hope. I literally had hope for the Survivor Series, like, Bloodline match. It's like really down right now. It's like down. Now, unless The Rock somehow shows up in this match, which I thought could have been the turning point. You know, The Rock turning on Roman Reigns, and then it leads down to something later down the line to build to an eventual WrestleMania match, which needs to happen. Then I have no hope, man. I have no hope. But anyway, this is Dylan Lasagna signing out of another video here on Very Cold Lasagna. Keep that lasagna very cold in the fridge with your takes on the world of sports. And until I see you, when I see you in the next one, peace out.